I'm literally just round the corner from that place that we've just been to. I noticed this up here. Now, I'm a bit confused with it though. It looks abandoned from here. I'm just showing you a bush. I'm looking out the window, didn't realise I was just pointing over here. Yeah, it looks abandoned, but this has definitely been driven up recently. So there might be something behind it that people have to access. What's it up with my filming today, I do not know. But I'm going to go and have a look. I'm going to move car forward here. Park outside this house that's been sold. Now, obviously that is just somebody's house. I'm not going to go and look around that place. And there's a van outside. But if I leave the car here, it should be alright. And we'll go and check out the other house around the back. But I've got to be careful because they're probably watching me because I'm parked outside their house. Ah, you see, look, there's a farmer there. There's another little old abandoned house up there as well. This is why you've got to be careful. I think that's his, but this isn't. So I'm just going to do it. Now, you see what I mean about there's been a car up here. He's going to be looking straight at me now, that farmer. That's the problem. Also getting very wet. Walking up here. I'm going to have wet shoes now for the rest of the day, which I didn't really want. But if you don't come and look in these places, you never find out. I think it's going to be very empty. I've just got a feeling about this one. There's going to be nothing in it. Fucking hell. Well, it's definitely abandoned because of that door. But doesn't look promising inside. Just a minute. Fucking hell, that window just blew. Scared me. Now this is what I mean about a lot of these places. That's what they look like. Full of shite. Things like building materials and stuff that they don't want to keep in the house. There's nothing in here. It's not even worth the effort of trying to get in. But this is why. I'll have a look in here. I don't think there's much in this one either. There's a bed. That's it. I'm not even going to attempt to show you because the windows are that dirty. So we'll head back down again. So I've got wet feet for fuck all. But this is what I mean about the behind the scenes videos. It's not just about coming to Ireland and showing you pretty places. Like, not that I've really done that this trip because I've been cracking on and stuff, but it's also to show you that I don't always get in. In fact, a lot of the time, most of the time I don't. Or I don't go in because it's not good enough. But I'm telling you now, bet if I walk down this road, there's a car or a van or something down there. If I walk down this track, bet you there's another 10 of these. I'm just gonna have a quick look. Right, so up on the hill is where that tractor is that we could hear. That other little house is behind those trees. There's another house just up there. There's one down there, all abandoned. There's a white van up here. And like I said, this track must lead to something. And it's been driven along enough times by the looks of things. Now, the one, there's bloody cars and all sorts down there. Just chucked about. I've got to be careful because this farmer sees me, he'll come in his tractor and you'll be surprised how fast tractors can go. Now, you wouldn't believe it, but I am a naughty boy at times. I haven't done this for ages, but when I was younger, I went poaching with one of my friends and we went to a pheasant farm. I wasn't very old. I was probably about 19 or something. We went to a pheasant farm, so it was just like walking in a shop and picking some up. It was dead easy. And I don't know if there's a house up there, it's just my eyes. But anyway, oh God, the tractor's there. I think I should give this up and go back. But anyway, yeah, we're getting these pheasants in the middle of the daytime, and this tractor came after us. Jesus Christ, we ran. And at this point, I was thin, I was fit and fast, but it came, and it was only because we could run through trees that we got away from it. Bloody hell, it was scary. Now, believe it or not, I am a good boy. I can just be naughty sometimes. And I like that adrenaline buzz. So that's probably why I was doing it. And the thing is, I used to sell all the pheasants to the local Chinese takeaway. Ooh. Oh, there's a dead lamb down there. It's not nice. But I also used to sell crows to the takeaway, and rats to the takeaway, and rabbits. And they used to buy them all, and she were like, yeah, this is only for me to use. Don't worry, it's not going to go in the food. Bollocks. What a lie. And I've never bought anything from that takeaway since. If you, I can't say the name of it either, because I don't want to get sued. Now, as usual, oh, look at the state of them, they're wet through now. As usual, the car is in back in a right state, with food all over, quilts thrown all over. But I will say something, this car is really good. I really like it, and it's, like I say, it's a Dacia, which you don't really get in England, but you seem to get quite a few of them from hire car companies. I don't know why, it must just be cheap to buy, but it's really good. Like silly things that you get on more expensive cars normally, things like when I walk up to the car, it unlocks if I've got the key in my bag, and I don't have to touch it, I don't have to do anything, it just unlocks. And then when I walk away, it locks. It's really clever, like silly things. I know most cars have like the big display things these days, but this does, and cruise control and all sorts, but I just quite like it. I don't think I'd have one, because I'm not going to go around going, oh, I've got a Dacia, whatever the bloody hell it's called. Dacia. I'm not going to do that. So I probably won't have one. However, I think they're quite good. So if you want a nice car, get a Dacia. Look, another abandoned one there. There's one behind it as well. I've got to the point where I can't keep stopping, because I know that most of them are going to be like that. I know, though, I'm probably missing out on some good ones. And the thing is, I've driven along this road and seen so many. It's such a weird place as well. Like, we've just come past an old-fashioned, like, coach company, where at one side of the road they've got all the coaches, including like really old ones, and then on the other side of the road they've got like a weird shop bit that you went in to hire your coach. It was just very like 1960s. It's like nothing ever came past the 1960s. But as we go along this road, I'll show you a couple of like abandoned houses, like how many there is. There's so many. Then there was another house, and they got a garden at the front, and on the front garden they'd just got like maybe 1,000 tractor tyres and normal tyres just laid out. None of it makes sense. Like, Ireland is brilliant, it's so beautiful, but it's so weird. Like, my spidey sensors for abandoned buildings are pretty high, pretty good. Like, I can sniff them out, like, you know where they are. But like, there's one I think over here. Where is it? Can't see it now for all the bushes. There's one through the trees over there anyway, and I know for a fact if I go up to that one, it's going to be exactly the same as the other one. Yeah, I can see it now. It looks a right cute little cottage, but it's going to be exactly the same, just going to be empty inside. And when I'm back in the UK, you can usually tell by like overgrown gardens, or like maybe a gate that's been blocked off by a bin or something. There's telltale signs that you look for as an explorer to find new explores to do. The rules are just so different over here, they really are. You could spend like a year just going to abandoned buildings that are not worth going in. Honestly, it's crazy. And the thing is, these houses aren't just miles away from the road as well. That is like literally bang next to the road. There's loads of them like that. Just meters from each other as well, that's the thing. And they just get left. And I don't know whether it's because, I think there's another one here, just a minute. Oh no, this one may be lived in. Oh, you see, my spidey sensors are fucked. They're messed up in Ireland. It's just so hard to tell. But that's the thing, like, is the population of Ireland dropping? Is there not as many people that live here now all of a sudden? Is that why there's so many empty houses? I don't know. I know a lot of countries like Italy, for example, their populations are dropping massively. People are like doing their jobs longer before they have kids, and then they may have one or two, whereas back in the day people were having, like in the Victorian times, there's like 10 kids and you'd probably have 10 more that would die. So that's why they had so many more kids though, because they were like, right, we'll have 10, 5 might die, and then we'll have 5 kids. That's why they did it. And I know that sounds awful, but that's the reality of it all. So these days, obviously, it's a lot rarer for awful things like that to happen, which is good, but it also means people aren't needing to have as many kids. So that's why we're dropping the amount of people that are being born. Right, so we've got 40 minutes. Where have we come from? Enniskillen there. It seems like we've been driving forever. We've only just come over the border and we're heading up there. But we've just stopped at this. If we'll zoom in on where we... Oh God, nightmare. Can't do it. Yeah, look, we're next door. There's lots of like locks or lakes or whatever you want to call them. It seems to be all over around here. If it was a nice day, I'd get out. I might go for a swim, but I'm not feeling it today. I'm just wanting to stay in my nice warm car. But I stopped for strawberries and a wee. So I thought I'd just have a quick stop, have some strawberries, have a wee, not in the car. And then I might have one of those pastries before we get going again. What time is it now? It's like 3:15. It's mad. I was up. What time did I wake up? I think I woke up at 8 and then fell back to sleep until 9. And I've done nothing. I feel like it should be 12 o'clock, but it's 3, and I don't even understand how I've got to that time. It's mad. I feel like something's going wrong in my head. Like, because it's a grey day, it doesn't really show how nice some of these places are, but we've come through some lovely little towns and villages, all with like their own, it's these flags they've got. They've all got their own like teams and stuff, like football. I'm guessing, but it's not. It's like Gaelic football and things like that. And as we go from place to place, I see the colours changing. Look, the yellow and green there. We've just come from the yellow and green. Now we're moving into the blue and white. And I'm guessing there's a bit of an overlap of people supporting certain things, and then there's just people walking out with axes to like kill each other. I don't know what's going off there either, but yeah, I love it. Like, they're so outwardly supportive of these teams as well. It's really cool. Like, you wouldn't see, walking around Manchester, you wouldn't see flags up for Man United and Man City. It just wouldn't happen. But they seem to do it here, which is really cool. I like it. But anyway, like I was saying, some cool little places. I've just realised as well, I never actually said where I was. We're up at Carrick-on-Shannon, and that's the Shannon River you can just see out the window there. So that's why it's called that, because we're on the Shannon River. But yeah, I've come through so many little towns. I just want to get out at every single one and go and have a look around. Like, there's loads of boats down there and so many nice places. I just ain't got time. I'm just driving from place to place to place to place to place. And I have people accusing me of turning into a travel channel, and I don't want to do that. I do want to show you the places, but primarily I'm coming to explore, so that's why I'm here, to show you the abandoned buildings. So I've got to make sure it doesn't take over. I don't want it to be more me showing you the places I am and then not going and exploring, but sometimes it kind of happens like that. It's hard. I think once I've got 4 explores under my belt, then I can feel a little bit more comfortable to be able to show you more places and stop and look around and stuff. But until then, I really can't. Now, I've just driven past this place, and I swear it looked abandoned as I went past, but I bet it's not when I go in here. 1816. I'm just literally just driving in.
Head southeast.
I'm gonna get in here. There's going to be somebody. Yep, there's 2 cars. It looked abandoned. I don't know why. It just gave off a feeling of abandoned. Right, I need to get out of here. Whoops. The thing is, it sort of looked from the top of it. The windows were like old rattly window frames, and it's a grey building, and it just looked not neglected, but just not brand new. And it just, I don't know, it just seemed like it could be. So I thought I'd check. But if they've just seen me come round the corner, pointing a camera at them, I might get myself in trouble for things like that. I've just driven past this place. Now, to me, with grass growing out of the tops, everything looking like it does, it looks very much abandoned to me. However, there's definitely a lighting on in one of the rooms. It's a convent, so nuns and all that. But I'm a bit worried about it. I definitely feel like it's abandoned, but there's part of me thinks, is there like 2 old nuns that still live there or something? Just don't feel right. Something don't feel right. Like, these are the gates, look, and they've got the anti-climb things on, which, like this sheeting, is to stop people climbing over the gates. Look at it. You're not telling me someone's living in there. But then we'll go around the other side and I'll show you what I mean. Now, I don't know where I saw the light because I was driving past, but there was definitely a light on in there. There's a door open there, but I think that might just go into like a storeroom or something. Right, let's walk a bit further up and see where I definitely saw a light. I know I did. Either that or I'm going mad. I knew I had. Look in that bottom window there. There's a light on in there. You're not telling me that's not abandoned, bloody hell. Because if that's not abandoned, there's 2 little old nuns living in there, probably not been able to look after the place. But that freaks me out because, like, I can't be climbing over fences, getting through a door and going in and finding them. I'd get bloody lynched round here with the, because it's obviously Catholic, and like I said, I class myself as religious, but not massively. Oh, look upstairs. That's like someone's bedroom. Now, unless they've been put there to stop people going in. A lot of these abandoned places, they'll stick a lamp in the window to make it seem like there's somebody in there. But do I run the risk? I don't know. You know what? I think there is somebody in there, and I'll show you why. So this is just like a side gate, but if you look through here, there's a light on there, which doesn't mean anything, but what you can, I don't know if I can show you. There's fresh plants there, potted plants. I've got to be careful because there's cars whizzing round and they're probably locals thinking, what is he doing? But there's like fresh, like brand new plants in pots. I think there's nuns still living there, which is crazy because it's falling down. Well, it's not, but it's not being looked after. I could get in here dead easy. Literally, I could. Look, that's the boiler pipe, right? It's not going to do it now. When I came around that corner a minute ago, there was smoke coming out of there. Somebody's just turned a hot tap on. I wish I'd caught that and showed you, but that just shows how easy it is to make mistakes. Because looking at that building, 100%, if you just showed me photos, I'd say, yeah, it's abandoned. Definitely. Look, dog cages, dog kennel that's sort of like fallen to pieces. There's the windows and stuff aren't kept up, doors left open. And if we go around here, it's a bit awkward to show you because there are all these hedges, but I could see stuff that gave me telltale signs. I've left the engine on the car around here. I just sat around this corner. But let's get to this back gate and I'll show you more stuff that would make me think that it was. So like barbecues overgrown. There's plant pots just broken up. The grass hasn't been cut. There's just multiple things wrong with this place that make me think, oh yeah, definitely abandoned. Like the rubbish. I saw, oh, that was another dog thing there. Like I said, just walk this place and think, oh yeah, definitely. Nobody lives there. The wind on this is going to be so bad, but there's definitely people living in there. And I actually would have loved to go in there and do that. I hope you could hear what I was saying, to be fair, because it's so windy outside. But I would have loved to have done that one, because I do like a good convent and stuff like that. I think they're freaky. But imagine walking in and there's like 6 little nuns all like prunes in a corner having a big gangbang. Anyway, let's get out of here and move on. We're still not at this place. How far away? Oh, we're only 5.7 kilometers away now, not far. And yes, I work in miles. Americans, we don't work in kilometers in the UK, we work in miles, but I'm in Ireland. Right, just down the road from the convent is this. I don't know whether I should go in, because those flags are being held in place by the gate thing, so I don't think I should. But if you look on there, it's the Irish Republican Army that they're sort of commemorating. Now the thing is, when you think of the IRA, you think of like bombs in the 80s and 90s and things like that going off and all the terrible stuff. But this is commemorating Ireland trying to take back their island, obviously getting the British out, only the same as the Americans did, although slightly different, in fact very different to what the Americans did. And I'll tell you what, I'm just going to get back in and I'll tell you a little bit more. It's just, I'm parked in a bit of a stupid position, to be fair. I don't really want to stay here much longer. Now, the reason I say it's very different to the Americans, it is in one way and it isn't in another. So, when the British went over to America, they took control, they set up, they used the British government, the British schooling systems and things like that, all the other stuff that went hand in hand with Britain. When the British came to Ireland, the Irish were already here. The Irish had their own stuff going on. They had their clans, they had the land, they had everything already. When the English went to America, it was your sort of Native Americans that lived there. So it's very different in the fact that the Irish were fighting to get their land back. The Americans were fighting, Americans were basically English. They were the English to start with, but they were the settled English. It's hard to explain, really. They were English that had settled, made families. There was other influences there as well. I think there was Dutch influence, because New York used to be called New Holland. A lot of people don't know that. So there was Dutch, there was Irish, there was other influences as well. But obviously the British were in charge. Now, Americans think we really give a shit about it, which we don't. They're like, oh, we threw all your tea away. Could not give a fuck. Literally, I do not care. Nobody in England goes, oh God, those bloody Americans threw all that tea away. We do not care. Like, obviously at the time, it was a big thing to lose America. America's become its own sort of country with its own rules. Mental no, don't get me wrong, like some of the things I think that happen in America are a bit crazy, but I don't want to get into all that, like the gun laws and stuff. I don't want to get into it because I know you're very passionate about it, but what I'm saying is the comparison between America and Ireland wasn't the right comparison to be made. These people had always lived here and we came and took their land off them, and then we gave them some of it back and kept some of it. And then there was battles over the bit that we kept, and oh, it's just all stupid. And then obviously you've got the whole religious element to it as well, so it's totally different really. But what I'm saying is, I understand their fight. I understand why they wanted to win back their land, because it was their land to start with. I get it. Because I'm Scottish, and it's exactly what happened in Scotland. So, and I don't want to be negative about the English either, because we've done so many good things. Like, the English have done so many good things. Basically put an end to slavery for a start. We were the ones that probably started the slavery in the first place, but, oh no, that's not true. Slavery's been going on for thousands of years before England was England. So, I don't know. But we put modern slavery, we put an end to it. There's lots of things that the English did, but there is a lot of negativity that goes against the English. Or if you're American, you think that we're classed as British, but a lot of people in Britain, if you called them British, they would not be happy about it at all. So it's all stupid politics, it's all madness, but I understand why things like this. Still proud of the people that fought for their country. Why would he not be? As an English hearing person, I know that sounds weird, but somebody that hears the IRA and are from an English background, even though, take the Scottish out of it, but just the English side, IRA, bad. But actually, the Irish Republican Army were fighting the good fight. They were only, like, if you think about Braveheart, exactly the same. And you romanticise the Braveheart story and the uprising against the evil English king. It's the same story, but different slightly. Like, I'm not going to get into it, but basically, and I'm not an IRA sympathiser, not at all. In fact, I would class myself on the other side of the fence in regards to, like, I'm technically a Protestant, so it's all a bit mad. I don't want to get into it too deep, but basically I understand why there's still things like that there. Right, I've hidden the car off the road, away from where it could be seen, purely because there's not much else round here, and there was a little road that came down, like the drive that came down to the house, and the house is sort of like that direction. However, there's an extra bit of road that can't be seen from the main road. So I thought, if I put the car down here, nobody will know. And like, if anyone's connected to this place or keeping an eye on it, if they see the car parked on the main road, they might think, well, I'll go and have a check, make sure nobody's in there, because there's nothing else that I would be parked around here for. So I'm gonna get my other shoes on that are wet. I love putting wet shoes back on. It's brilliant. I need to sort this hair out. Whenever I've dyed my hair and it's like grey at the bottom up there, dark at the top, it just looks like I've got a massive bald patch there and like gaps between my hair. It just looks stupid. Anyway, vain boy coming back out. Now my face is getting back to being pretty, then I'm an idiot. Don't know why I'm feeling nervous about this one. I think it's because of yesterday with the bloke coming in. It's put the fear of God in me. It genuinely has, because situations like that are scary, really scary. I've just got food in my hood. What a tramp. Yeah, they genuinely are scary. So once it's happened to you, and then that happened with the police the other week as well, it's just, I'm like expecting it to happen again, and it's putting me on edge. Right, so look, we've come down the drive here. The gates are there. The house is over in the distance there. The car is hidden round that corner. So it's just a case of hopping over here. However, there is an electric fence, which is a pain in the bumhole, just at the other side of there. And it's quite close up to the wall. So I think that's why these tyres have been put here. Ooh, he says as he falls inside one. To jump up onto here and getting through a bigger gap there. Ow! Oh, it's spiky. Because if I try and climb over that, oh no, I can. Oh, it's easy enough there. Now I'm just going to say I didn't want to drop onto the electric fence and electrocute my balls. Right, we're over the gate, over the electric fence. Although I think we're probably going to have to go over another electric fence to get inside here. We're which is a pain. You know what, I bet I could have walked around. Oh no, I couldn't. I thought I could walk around it, but I couldn't. Right, let's head up there then. I'm so glad it's bloody rained. I love walking through wet grass. It's one of my favourite things. I am being sarcastic, I fucking hate it. Nothing worse than having wet feet. Right, this isn't the building we're going to, by the way. It's up there. These are the outbuildings. Don't know if there's anything in these or not. Now, there seems to be a walked path up here, which makes me think I'm coming the right way, because I decided not to go the other way. So I'm hoping when we get up here I can actually get through. Otherwise we're going on a long way back round. Now, God, it's quite hard work walking through it. The only thing I've been told about this is it's quite dangerous. But other than that, I've got no information at all. So, fingers crossed. It's good. God, out of breath. It's because I'm having to like step over stuff, around stuff. It's annoying. Fucking hell, that were horrible. I had to put my hood up so I didn't get my face ragged off. Got nettled on the arse. I don't even know how that's possible. With shorts on. Nettled all over my legs, scratched to bits, but we're here. And I'm not going to lie, it looks just the sort of place that I like. Bit spooky, grand, and a little bit fucked, but not fucked, too fucked. So at this point, unless I can't get in for some reason, I'll see you after. Actually, it looks like I am going to get in, but I wanted to show you this before I did. Someone's been having a little tea party out here, look. How cool is that? Anyway, I'll see you after.